Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we are now on the top of this roof. Let's see, there? No. How do we get down there? There? No. That? Yeah. Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind roughs the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back. You son of a gun, it's a cop's cloak. Yes, it probably is. You best the RCM insignia and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. He just judges the drop. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day. Look around. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering the distance over the container yard. Oh, we're getting a first look of the harbor. The look in his eyes, a mix of the engineer's-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time. Motherfucker! Now that's a huge crane. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering. But I digress. We're focusing on your cloak here. What exactly are we doing up here? I was on the assumption we would ask the leader of the union to help us get the body down. That's why we're here, right? Or it could be we're just exploring. He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again. Do you really think this cloak is mine? Should I go for it? Jump? The cloak? I do get it's yours. As to whether you should go for it, he looks over the ledge at the cold pavement below, where it doesn't seem too dangerous, 2 meters tops. When you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you. Who knows what its pocket may hide? Okay, savoir-faire. What's new in items? Oh, it's just this. Let's see, savoir-faire. I have -2 from the shoes and the trousers. And let's see, can we get one more? No, but we have to de-equip the shoes. And if we equip other trousers. Chance is good now. Okay, let's do it. And... oh, what a moment in time. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your sense. Close your eyes, let your senses take in the world around you. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below. He's so on the money, Bratan. Just imagine yourself dual-wielding a bottle and a flaming cigarette whilst airborne. Continue the voyage through the salty air. What a drop! As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline. I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now. With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in. We're inside. And this is the door we had to unlock, or we were said to have to unlock originally. We have the RCM Patrol Cloak, which is just an upgrade to the Disco Jacket. A police cloak made from heavy tarpaulin would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. The signature white rectangle of the RCM covers the garment's back. Let's put that on and shoes back on. And I do like reaction speed, so put that back on. Okay. We got our cloak back. What's that? Collecting rainwater. And giving me 1 experience point. What are you looking at here? Was there something... Why was there a point there again? Let's go in here to open the back path. Okay, where was... this is the... and there's whatever that is. Let's see. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. A giant aspirin on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers. It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this. Let's see what's in, he thinks. Open the drawer. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Browse through them. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Couronne, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. Anything interesting? It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, inquiries, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Force yourself to go through the folders. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. Look at it. Appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled. Look, came a to-do note with a list of errands for Evrart. Evrart Clare, probably, the head of the Debardeurs Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here. The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs, booze, blood? Take another look. Okay, let's ask Garth the next time we're going to the whirling. There's a Dewey typewriter. The model name's on its back. Every worker member of the board. Demand democracy. Okay, this is where the flyers are printed. We get another postcard. That's expensive. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. The postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Okay, so all the postcards are just account items, I take from that. We get magnesium and neat office shades. They are plus calculus minus drama, and these are plus logic minus authority. These were stuffed away in the dock worker union's office. They're perfect for scribbling down paperwork when the sun tries to get in your eye. Good for staring down suspects too. I think if we're inspecting something, I will put the visual calculus gloves on then. Let's see here. The door is locked, cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. Guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. Okay, so this doesn't open. Okay, last thing is this thing on the wall beyond the clock, below the clock. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike, use change. Insert coins. Interfacing. That's interfacing. Do we have more interfacing stuff? No, we don't. Okay. It's easier to dial numbers with gloves on. Okay, let's try it. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005, that's the dialing code for the Revachol, 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers, 993. Calling, still calling, then a cricker, someone picks up. They say, Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental, what we rent 8 and 10mm film for home use, this is Lemmy, how may I help you? The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows. What is this place? Video Revical is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm films for home use. This is Lemmy. No, I meant what's this place to me? Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here? Do you know me? No. Why did I call you? Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? Maybe, but I don't even know my name. If you need any further assistance, you can visit us at the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done? He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnected tone. And we called home. Okay. And that's it. Okay. I think that's where I lived. If I remember that right. Okay, can we... I mean, okay, we have to go down these stairs towards that, but we saw this already. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts, numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. All these empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone has partied really hard here. Wait, how hard? Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard. Did I do this? Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. I must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor. Yes, this looks pretty advanced, alright. For now, let's just move on. It was me. My leftovers. Four packs of cigarettes in one night. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Not healthy at all. Your lung must ache after that. How many bullets do we now have? 14 plastic tear. And one gave 20 centime, I think. Okay, let's look at this. This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads René Arnaud. Ah, that's the royalist military guy. So this is where René works. I'm going to look around. If you must, but please hurry. We're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. Take the picture. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man René is dressed in Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She's smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories. Why did you take that picture of René? I'm gonna ask him about it. You're really interested in that old soldier? Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as you don't take, as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. Okay, and we got ask René about the photo, and we got the photo itself here. Revachol Fair, summer of 91. That's a long time ago. We have 51 now, so that's 60 years ago. All around you, great machine and quiescence. Quiescence meaning quiet, or what does quiescence mean? That's a new word for me. White pine trees are printed on the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. What does it say? KVALS? Quasont. That was one company. Okay, we have to go over there to look at that. Okay. Go down here. Okay. These are floodlights, maybe? Let's talk to the floodlights. No, it's a crane control panel, a rusting control panel with several knobs, 2 buttons marked Allumer and Éteindre. Higher and lower, but I don't know which one is which one. I never learned French. I just recognize the word attendre. That it is a word in French. Affected with use, it seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Allumer on, attendre off. Press on. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. Okay. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. It's the loudest noise we ever had in the game. And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose which has now been fulfilled, to move this container. What's inside? Who can say? All you know it's special. I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying. Thief. Okay, we worked the crane. Not a bad thing. That was yellow a second ago. Ah. Money. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform, Qualsund. Qualsund means the whale fjord in Arden. Okay. Let's open the doors of the container. Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. Kimp, I think there's something about this container. Lieutenant sighs. Is this like your thing with that wall again? No, it's totally different. I don't want to paint it, I'm just drawn to it. There are a million containers here. Where are you fixating on this one? It was hanging from the crane. You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with the cargo container. We're not here to interact with containers. We're here to get the body down from the tree. Knock on the door. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal that doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. Open the door. You attempt to turn the handle, but to no avail. The door seems to be mechanically locked. To the left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Okay. That all we can do? What happens if we press the off button? Or maybe we have to speak to Evrart before we can do anything more. It does not move at all. It does not return to original position. Okay. Has that unlocked the door? Is the question. Was it mechanically locked by the thing? No. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Shivers? The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. That was some physical skill activating. The speaker tower is silent. There's no work to organize in the yard below. We see a container over there. There's a lot going on here. Let's go here first. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. It's not open. Found ultra serious gloves. Put the frit thing back. For ultimate performance efficiency, those fine ultra-series gloves come fingerless and with a grippy padding covering the palms, making these ideal for quadrupedal movement or for lifting cargo. Okay, I've got the fine gloves, which is one part of the set. I can buy the pants with Kuno. And another part, I think the jacket, no, the shoes with siling. Industrial-sized thermos, smells like burnt coffee. I did put the back on, so money. Ah, that was just money in there, and both of them were one. Okay. So we can enter there or see here. The banner sags under weight of rain and snow, white waves on red. Soon or soon the green is gone and everything is red. Okay. Who are you?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Okay, that's Leo. Ah, we found his to-do list. The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick it's impossible to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubi Sund on Mundi.
Container, container, used to be well pines. Container, container, now belongs to Evrart.
Hi.
Evrart, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there, how can I help you, master?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an asshole for no apparent
I see
reason.
you're not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with your people and scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks are just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right? Oh yes, born and raised in the Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent, took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want to know there was never any. Just want you to know there was never any of that where I came from. No, sir, these are just nasty rumors. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. What are you doing with the containers? I'm just making some covers for them containers here, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. He waves at the containers towering behind them. What's going on here? The containers in the yard are green in White Pine's livery and the mountain horizon behind Leo's are red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appears to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers. This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Yes, they're hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Dibardeurs Union logo on them. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. What is underneath these red covers? I don't know, mister. They say some shoemakers. Most of them have labels on them, I think. Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful. Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Where's everyone? The hall is empty. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike, the whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on a strike. How? We haven't worked for 2 months now. So no one's working. Not everyone down here there, of course. Mr. Evrart in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble, and Evrart sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into? Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred something up in town, per Dankto match, and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrart telling them to take some time off. Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow. But what did they actually do? I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That showed just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school. Easy, Leo. Let's keep it on the hardies. Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight. It better go with the flow. Too rowdy, Leo? What kind of fight did they get into? Did they call him mercenary? Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving. Words are spewing forth. Words, and looks. Even more words. This guy could go on until the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk smallmouth owner who already switched to a priced fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions. You work here? Yes, everyone needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way, Leonard Belek, but everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. Who's Miss Beaufort? A real pretty lady with skin like those Dor and sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner's done and me and the missus sit down besides the radio. So Miss Beaufort is the lady that's with Titus in the shop. In the hostel. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's been too much. There's so much to do around here. I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Stay on the Miss Beaufort topic. Who is this Miss Beaufort you mentioned? Oh, Lizzie. She's a really sharp too. Mr. Evrart put her through some fancy school and everything east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and loyally. You respect that word? That's obvious. But but she's a really nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be happy if she turned out like her, but she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Being a doctor for almost 50 years, she has. Norske? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener? Okay, so this the union fixer, the gardener. Looks like it. I'm not sure what to fix it, but she's a really nice girl, smart as a whip too. Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off, perhaps something to consider later. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners? Ah, yes, I leave all kinds of notes for myself. The old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in order. I almost forgot about the borscht. What was that about the borscht? Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very good, makes men feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renaudin's bulldogs every time the lunch is done. What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking? Yes, I'm taking it to them. This borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits, makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling rags. Hold up, who makes it in the whirling? Oh, the whirling's cook, he makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak, he's from Graz. Something's off about this borscht. I'm going to look into it. Oh, sure, mister, sure. You do that? Yes, sir. What's in that container over there? Well, that one, that should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Told you. I'm looking for the leader of the dock workers union. Oh, you want Mr. Evrart then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brothers are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Evrart, Mr. Edgar, his brother, are the real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Evrart, Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man. Of course, Mr. Evrart is where he always is, in his office, of course. He points to the two joint containers on your right. Okay, I'm off. Bye-bye now. And the special borscht is my next assignment. Okay. Then I assume Mr. Evrart is in here. Here. Coffee machine. Coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. A stairmat of pellets leading up. Someone's writing here. Is that a swordfish? A taxidermy fish that tells time. A swordfish clock. Of course. Okay, this is Mr. Evrart, I assume. Before you, so valorous of a man seated behind a large desk, he looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. Let's get straight to business. There's a dead body in a tree.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Dubois. My name is Harry Dubois. Okay.
I'm Evrart Clare, head of the Debardiers Union here in Martinez.
Here's my badge. How else would you know my name?
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture
Go
device.
ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with the Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Fit it out. Take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarges Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. Pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty shack on his desk. It's absolutely comically
It
huge.
should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. Wait, you know God?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the shack again. At least you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it. Take the comically large shack, but don't say
Is there
anything.
anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No. No, it's cool.
Cool? Wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun. Lost gun. Lost gun.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull: lost and gone. When he said don't worry, he actually meant be very worried. How do you know about my lost
I know
gun?
everything, Harry. Right now I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be alright. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be alright.
I took the shack and sat down, so we have 3 malice on this. Otherwise, we would have 6 and had to roll a 6. So I screwed up here. Pretty bad. So let's take the 8% chance to not panic. I'm panicking. God, you're sweating, your knees stroking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, I'm not about to cry. I tried to
Mr.
stay cool.
Dubois, you don't look so good.
Another moron. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down.
Mr.
Chill.
Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. While Evrart is distracted by your behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on
Mr.
the wall.
Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow in a kind of throwing motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois. I'm pretty sure that's my name. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
It's about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity. Lots of stuff. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get in a hernia a man your age. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap my chest. Yes, Harry, you're obviously in a peak physical condition. I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry, very impressive. Anyway, I assure you I'm very well informed, man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Of course, let's set dispatch with the formalities. You call me Evrart, I call you Harry. That's what the Kank Corps called you, Harry. So that's really my name. My god, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that are very low. Might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what's his game first. My memory is fine, I'm just testing you. So great to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder. Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him, no matter, no harm done. It's just a brown folder, you can't make out what's written on it. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents? The lieutenant inspects Evrart over his spectacles. Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about this lost identity right now. Don't jump to the folder, that's not smart. Shows you on the edge. Do something else first. Let's get this straight. What is my full name? It's Harry Dubois. You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like Harry. Strange. I feel like a Dubois, but not quite like a Harry, something longer. Yeah, sure, okay, you're Harold, Harmon, Herodimus, but that's not what the record says. The record says Harry Dubois, a real man's name. The lieutenant covers his face and sighs audibly. Mr. Kitsuragi didn't seem even slightly empathetic to a memory loss, Harry. However, I wish to help any way you can. Do you know anything about my family? Do you have a wife or kids or... Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man? I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father. Well, yes, I'm sure you're gonna make one little boy or girl very happy and proud one day, Harry. What kind of cop does it say I am? Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. What? I'm not apologetic, I'm confident. Well, you sure come off as very confident in all your interactions, Harry. You're a real man's man. Where did you get that folder? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry. This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? I'm afraid this is made for union eyes only. Please continue, Harry. Kim suspects something. Let's look at the folder. And I assume it's just some dock workers' documents on a container or something. Failure, of course. Do I want to... I might want to try to... save scum that. I'm gonna save scum that. Don't tell the others. They won't notice. It's just between you and me that I'm safe scumming here. I'm going to leave him, but I might talk again later. Wait, you need to get this to get in and out through the gate. Great, wouldn't want you to get stuck in here. Here you're one of us now, a real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. We got the card. Great. This 20 times 50 centimeter check looks like it's meant to be handed over ceremoniously on a gala-like event. It supposedly exchanges for 25 real at your local Fritz store. Below the number, a careful hint has written a word, Constable's Rent, all of it. Worthless in pawn shop. So I wanted to save. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
So let's go back to where we were. Okay, drama again. As you look at the photo, Evrart covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM photo, it's just another one of those brown photos. Yeah, RCM photos are blue. It's just another one of those brown photos you saw in the file cabinet. That's not an RCM photo. Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them. He's got the name from the Census Bureau and everything else from your actions here in Martinez. Yes, Mr. Katsuragi from the Census Bureau, like I said. No, I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry? That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being. So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois. Yes, that's what it said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. And now we can save again after that.
Mr.
Good.
Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
What's in the container that's outside your office? My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in the harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. There's something special about it. It was attached to the Qualsund crane. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. Smooth-talking? Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it. Ah. Okay.
Mr. Dubois,
what's that
a pleasure
about?
as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I'm told the Union is involved in the local drug trade. What, Harry, how could you say that to me? I know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? Your action appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly. I am. You've hurt me, Harry, a friend, but you know what? I trust you like I trust all my friends, and I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me, so do what you want and let's change the subject. He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy. Thank you for understanding, we'll continue to do what we must. You too, Lieutenant, huh? You know I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy, I'm Team Harry. None taken. Did we have anything else to do here? Yeah, we have to save after every option, so that we can save scum if we want to, but I won't do that for everything.
You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I've just finished investigating the local drug trade. Ah yes, your side investigation, thank you. You've got some spirits cleaning up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if you can get the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business. He refuses to discuss it further, it's probably just a small nuisance to him. Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind your hostel cafeteria. Oh my! Didn't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter? Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. Also, I studied the footprints at this crime scene, worker boots. I can certainly see having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I'm going to help you. He picks up a handset of radio phone to his right, then clicks a button. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body and a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race signs. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race signs. He hangs up and looks back to you. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's a big, impressive one, you know, tattoos, muzzles, ethnic looking, can't miss him, great guy. Okay, we'll be getting the body down. Go to Measurehead. Measurehead will help me. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Let's talk about my lost gun. Yes, your lost gun, my best banner on it. They're returning every stone, searching every payload, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found. It's just a matter of time and effort. The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Could he really hold my gun hostage? Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back, and working with him might be the only way to do it. Wait, my gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in? Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun. My men have indeed factored in that you've pawned it. Now please let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. Your focus is on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez. It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting. Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? Damn it, Harry, that's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course. Of course. We help you, you help us. Yeah, and what should I do? Okay. And how do I get my gun back? Track down your gun, where is it? It has been resolved officially. No. There. Okay. It's not been... So what am I doing for him then? He didn't ask me about
Mr.
anything.
Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're all...
Okay. The rest of the conversation will take place in the next episode, and after that we can explore more. So, have a nice day, see you tomorrow.